Hello, good evening.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
How are you?
We're doing great.
Awesome.
I was working on some kind of a presentation today, and I just decided, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wing
It's
it,
called riffing.
and we're going to talk about manifesting. And I had some articles here on quantum physics and the power of the mind and all of that. And I'm just not going to do it. Just not going to do it.
Well, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. You want to freestyle? I like it.
Yeah. We're going to freestyle.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how and what we would like to manifest. Or do you want to talk about manifestations that have been done in the past? What do you know? What is your experience? Now, we've already touched on this subject.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
I think it can be overwhelming, the power of manifestation and what can happen. And you can doubt it, right? You can, I don't know. I think if you truly manifest something you want and are vibrating at that level when you do it, like if you're down in the dumps and depressed and you don't really care about anything, I don't know how well manifestation works, because you have to raise yourself up a bit first and then manifest what you want out of that vibration of love and joy and gratitude. And I am surprised at the outcomes. I guess I shouldn't be, but it's amazing what can happen. Like it's really powerful, right?
Right. But when you are trying to manifest something, you let it go, don't you? I do. Yeah. I try to, at least. Yeah.
We turn it over to the universe.
Yeah. I say I give it up to the universe, or like it was funny. I was talking with my brother and he said, what kind of job do you want or whatever? I said, oh, I don't even want one. I said, if I did get one, it'd have to be this, 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 and this. I was very clear. I knew exactly what the job would have to be for me to take it. Yeah. And like a week later, I got the job offer, like the interview and on all that. And it was everything, literally. It might even have been better than I had asked for. So yeah. It's amazing what can happen. And same with this YouTube channel that I started, that I have. I, got in my own way a little bit. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do it. And then I put a date on it. I found putting a date on something can really help, because then the universe kind of starts to open up before that date and you start seeing the signs and the symbols and stuff like that. So July 1st, 2020. I don't care if I'm not ready. I don't care if I don't have a table or a candle or what, I'm just
a plan.
Put it out there. Yeah. And everything worked up into that. So, your mind and your heart have a lot of power.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the hardest, the strangest things that happened to me is because I'm on unemployment, I have to do all of these job interviews and send in resumes and everything during the period of time that I'm not working.
Yes.
In order to get unemployment.
Yes.
And right now I don't, because of COVID, because they're, lightening that load a bit. But every time I get one of those inquiries answered and they say, oh, we want to talk to you, they always offer me a job, and I really don't want another job. I find it fascinating, but I don't have any attachment to it. I'm doing what I have to do. But some of those jobs have been created and turned out to be really, really, really good things for me. So I have taken them.
So, and that's another good point. What we have found over the years is non-attachment.
Oh, 100%.
Is so vitally important.
Yeah.
if you want it and
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to have it, it's almost like universe is going to say, no, no, we're not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
It's
And
yeah,
so
it's like
you have to put it out there, let it go, and then open yourself to come however it manifests itself. It may not come in the form that you have in your mind.
that's
It
right.
will come in a different way.
Yeah.
Usually it's like I guess you were saying, it's better than what you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I lost my thought there.
That's okay. We're riffing. We're
riffing, babe. We're riffing.
we're riffing away.
Oh,
But yeah.
not controlling the outcome.
Yes.
Yep.
Or like you said, how it comes in the package it arrives, etc. Putting the intent out there.
And generally the win, because
And
that is one of the other key factors is you have to have an abundance of patience.
Mhm.
You got to wait for it.
I have a funny, actually, Keith is all, at a period of our time in our life, we were looking for what we called a home office for chiropractic. And so every day he'd say to me, I want to practice where I live in my home. I want to work from home. I want to work from, he kept saying it over and over again. And we ended up getting that job at the storage company. We got work in our home because we lived on the property. And so he got what he wanted. It just didn't come in the format
way that you
he
thought.
wanted. Yes.
That's right.
So you have to be careful with your words. Very careful. Yes. Yes.
Careful with your words, for sure. Look at everyone that's here. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hi, everybody. I
Yeah.
know. Thank you for coming.
Tammy and Joji. Everybody's here. Thank you so much. And if there's any questions or anyone wants to chime in on manifestation and
Absolutely.
or
I want to do an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I want a group manifestation.
Yes.
Ooh.
I want us to figure something out.
I just got dizzy.
You got dizzy?
I'm
Ooh,
feeling it.
okay.
I'm excited.
What can we, this small group of souls, what do we want to create today? It's got to be something that can be done.
And verified, I guess.
And verified.
And something that can be verified.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it has to be something good. And
Oh, yeah.
of benefit.
Well, yeah.
So any suggestions? Come on, people. Give us some suggestions.
Yes. Tell us, what is a group, man? I love this. We should be doing this all the time.
Yeah. And we're multinational.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. This is a global thing.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. I almost wonder if we could do something maybe with what's going on in England today. Did you see the trucks? Did you see all the trucks? They have closed the borders, and when they close the borders, there's what, like 300 or 400 or more trucks that are just sitting. They won't let them in. They won't let them out. And they have goods on them. People are not going to have food because of the transmutation of the virus over there to make it 70% more.
They've closed the borders.
They've closed it. So those people won't be home for Christmas. They can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. Yeah.
Did they get warning at least? Like that you can't cross the
I
I don't think so.
Don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. It's very strange. But I think it would be great to manifest that they could move, go somewhere, do their jobs. Because even here in the United States, and I'm sure in Canada, you didn't stop grocery trucks from delivering food. And you didn't do that even when we were shut down for a while. So anyway, but
didn't they get a mutation of the virus over there?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they're saying now that we have it too.
Oh,
probably already. Yeah. Because
Pam says, can we reach those who are hurting and in need of touch of gentle spirit?
And Cindy said she manifested the house she lives in, and we did too. We manifested our
We
place.
manifested this house.
We did. Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What did you do? Did you
Okay.
sit and collaborate together, or what did you do to manifest?
We actually took us a long time because
There was the patience. Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
we wanted a house that could afford that we could put our motorhome on it and that people could stay in the motorhome. And we wanted it to be fenced in for our dogs and, you know, far and have some land and all that. And
she's a city gal. I'm a country guy.
yeah,
So we needed sort of
middle
You're
way.
like
in the
that TV
country,
show.
but near the city.
What's
What
that?
was the TV show with Zsa Zsa Gabor? Wasn't it?
Green Acres?
Green Acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But it took me a long time. I looked at a lot of houses, and 5 years. I think it was 5 years or something, on and off, on and off, on and off. And I found this place, and the minute I drove into the yard, I knew this was going to be our house. So, oh yes, Renee is bringing something up. Oh, okay, Pammy, you want to know what manifesting your house means? Okay. I wanted to go to that, and then I want to talk about what Renee has to say.
I just saw what Renee said.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's COVID right now in Antarctica. I know.
How?
Yeah. Yeah. There must have been from, well, I really honestly think it's airborne, and that,
Well, of course it's.
well, I mean, like, well, let's just say somebody's supplanting it. Let's put it that way. I have that feeling. But anyway, I want to answer Pammy's about hello, Marvita.
Hi.
How do you manifest your house? Well, you write down a list of all the things that you want in that house. You know, do you want it on this land? Do you want, like, we had to have it, we wanted it to be one floor. We wanted to be able to have our motorhome here.
2 bathrooms.
Yeah, we wanted 2 you know, there's all of that. And it took me a long time because I didn't want to turn away from some of the other things that I thought about. But I had all those. You can do it by putting it on a vision board. You can cut pictures out and put it up on a vision board. You can write it down and release it, so to speak.
And we've done all of that.
Yeah. Or you can just, you know, you put it out there and you say, all right, universe, bring me what I need right now. That's kind of what we're doing with what we want to manifest, which is that COVID will be over at least by August, so we can drive across Canada to go to New Hampshire to a wedding. And then we can stop and see you and all that stuff. You know, we want to see Canada that way on your Canadian highway. It's supposed to be so beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But what happened to change us to actually bring it all to fruition was I got an opportunity to manage a clinic up way north of us from where we were living. And it was a great opportunity. I loved it. And on paper, I'm still the clinic director, by the way. But we're under quarantine because of age.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we were looking in the geographical area of where we lived in like around there. But then I got this clinic opportunity, and Aley was still teaching down there. So we ended up, we had to
Met in the
find
middle.
someplace in the middle so I could equally go north and she could drive south.
Wow.
And that changed where we were looking. And as soon as we did that, that's all it took.
All right.
I think
So Renee said she painted a picture in her head, made a list, did her part, and said, universe, point the way. Absolutely. And then you released it, I'm assuming, Renee. And some of that has already come. Got your credit and down payment in order. Good for you.
yeah, I think, you've got to own part of it. It just can't be, I want, right? You have to do some groundwork or I think intent, like a clear understanding of what you want, I think makes it happen faster. There was when I was looking for an apartment, I remember a few years ago, and I knew exactly what I wanted, just like you were saying with your house, right? I knew everything that I wanted, so that when I walked in, this is it. This is the apartment. I don't need to see anything else, right? Because I had a list, I knew what I wanted, and it hit everything. So that same with, like, if you're looking for a job or a romance or something like that,
Yeah.
what's on your list? Because then you'll know when you see it, and you won't waste your time looking at all the stuff that doesn't.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
And that's the universe helping you, helping you do that.
Absolutely. And I can see that some of you are already doing those things, Cindy and Renee. Yeah, right intent, partner with the work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But not lamenting over it, I guess. I have a friend who lamented a lot about something, and she wanted to make it happen. And she was pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. It wasn't coming. And I think it was that she was trying too hard and she wasn't letting go, even though sometimes it's really hard to do that. I recognize. Yeah.
And it's being open as well. Like you
Yeah.
said, it may not come in the way you thought. Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
and it's about being open to the universe, and also having your senses be aware of the signs and the signals, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because you could ask for something and it shows up, but if you're not paying attention, you're not going to see it.
Exactly. Yes.
And paying attention with all your senses. You could use an example of dating, let's say. So what do you want? You have the list, right?
Right.
And the person shows up, but they're not quite how you thought they were going to look. If you're not in tune, you may toss that person aside because superficially they didn't hit the mark for you, but that wasn't even on your list.
Right.
So you have to have some responsibility here.
You do.
This isn't going to give you something.
Yeah. And you don't want to say, I don't want this, because universe doesn't understand don't.
The negatives.
Right. So you're essentially saying, I want this, and that's what you're going to get as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that really sucks.
It's being clear with your intention.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do we have a group thing?
Well, the only thing, Pammy had a good idea. She said, let's reach out to people who are hurting and in need of touch. And I'm happy to do that. But there's really no way for us to, I guess, verify it. Although maybe, I don't know. That's why I was thinking more in lines of something like, get those trucks moving, and then maybe the news will show the trucks moving. I don't know.
So let's put it out there then that England will get their trucks moving within the next 48 to 72 hours.
Oh, we want it faster than that because it's Christmas on Friday and they want to be home. So I would, and they're ahead of us, aren't they? By like 12
and they didn't get a warning. Like, I think about that. Like, what if you were across the border and your kids or your pets were on the other side and you didn't have anyone to call? Or
they've shut it down.
Yep. Well, Joe says when she was a truck driver that the weather and accidents would shut us down, not usually for that long, but you got that kind of thing that, and I know they recognize when they're driving that these things can happen, but this is shut down due to a COVID shutdown. And it isn't their fault. And then they said that the people were going to start having a food shortage. And it's because there's food and there's medicine and all that stuff on all these trucks.
Yeah, the medicine too. Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know. It was just something. Joe says, go get those trucks moving. 24 to 36 hours, I would say, would be reasonable, Joe. I think so.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's see if we can. Okay. I can see it too.
Let's do it, folks. Let's do it.
Somebody's going to come out maybe and say, all right, hit them up, move them out, right? Get these trucks unloaded so these people can move.
So we're manifesting the trucks unloading all the goods.
Right.
Food and medicine.
Food and medicine.
All the essentials.
in England where they're having a higher surge. There's also like this surge apparently is 70% worse, more contagious than the regular surge is. And so then they were talking about shutting down airports and things like that. And of course, we aren't. You probably did in Canada because a lot of other places did. Anybody coming in from England
Much of the world has
done it. Yeah.
blocked.
Some of the governors
No
have done
travel.
it here, but anyway, yeah. Compassionate release for truckers. Yes. They have tests, get the drivers tested, and then get them moving. Get them to their destinations so they can be back with their families and back home. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and that's another reminder to be grateful and have gratitude that you're not in that situation.
Right.
And that we have to care about our neighbors and our soul family on this planet. You know, it does matter if they don't have their food, and it does matter if they're locked out of their house or their town or whatever it is.
Good.
We have to care.
Yep. Yes, very good. SJ
So
Wonder.
we put it out there.
Yep. And Joe has written here, please allow drivers can cross the borders in England or Great Britain to deliver their goods and get the drivers home for Christmas. And then Pammy said drivers can get their cargo to the destination and unloaded for much needed items. So we would like to put out to the universe as a powerful tool for movement that we would like these trucks to be released within 24 to 36 hours tops. And
I didn't even think about the drivers of the trucks being stuck and isolated. Oh,
yeah.
So
I believe they're all lined up like on an airfield or something because there's so many of them. I mean, I don't know exactly. I only saw it this morning. But they said, there was no time for release. And, I feel bad for them. Like I would feel bad for anybody over here as well. I mean, what affects one affects all of us. I think that's the hardest thing for people to realize when they're manifesting, because they have to include the mantra at the end that said, this or something better now manifests in perfect ways for the highest good of all concerned. Right.
Ooh, I really like that. Say that again. This was like
the highest.
No, you have to say the whole thing.
The whole thing. This or something better.
This or something better now manifests for me or we, whatever, for the highest good of all concerned. So maybe it isn't for the highest good of everybody in the truckers, we wouldn't know that because we can't infringe on other people's free will or path or whatever.
But I really like that you're adding that what is right for the greatest good, so that in case we're asking something that doesn't make sense for the greatest good,
correct.
Yes, the universe will take care of that.
That's correct.
Yes,
I love that.
And I mean, you do that every time you want to manifest, because the universe or God or what spirit knows that.
Ooh, I like that. That's a nice one.
And there's so many people affected. There might be somebody there that, they get released and they should have stayed there because their car brakes didn't work or something. I don't know. Bathrooms are scarce, and so is food when they shut you down. Absolutely.
And it's in the middle of the night there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Pammy says, which is true, we have no concept of how much cargo is moved by trucks. We really don't. Amazing amounts, and trains and things like that as well. But if you drive I-5 to Portland, it's 3-hour drive, and she's seen lines of trucks for the 3 hours. Yeah, we've seen that too.
Yeah,
we've seen that too. Does anyone know anyone in Great Britain?
Get them to join us in the chat. Yeah, I would love if anyone watching is is
from UK.
there or knows someone and can give us some details, that would be great.
All you have to do is Google it, and you can see the pictures. That it just goes on and on and on, just lines of more than one, lines of trucks.
Yeah, that's true.
See if I can pull that up.
So, thank you everyone for giving us some feedback and agreeing to be part of the chain. You know, I think it's important for us to continually
look at all of them.
Yeah. Yep. There's so many. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's important
Hundreds.
for us.
You said hundreds and hundreds stranded.
Yep. That must be what it's like on Snoqualmie Pass here in Washington State, and I bet it's the same way in the Canadian Rockies or whatever, and they get stuck. They get stuck up there.
And the cargo in those trucks will be turning over at some point, right? Not fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
and
welcome,
if there was
Joe.
any live animals in any of those,
yes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Not a good scenario.
Well, and think about it. I know they have refrigerated trucks that can, keep things.
But they have to have fuel.
But they have to have the fuel. And how long can that last?
Wow.
And now we know with the vaccines, especially the Pfizer, it's going to be in below whatever. So
I love what Pam is saying. With these chat rooms, people reach across the whole world and make connections to join together in manifesting the release of the trucks. Yes.
Yeah.
I love this community. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
We are able to talk to each other all over the world.
All over the world.
In real time.
In real time.
And we don't have to always see the effect of it to know that we've done our part. But it's always nice to get some kind of an affirmation that your community is working and spreading, points of light out there for people. So,
another thing to think about that we could try to maybe manifest is that the spread of COVID doesn't happen through the holidays, because I know the governments are worried people are going to get together Christmas, New Year's Eve. Right? They're locking down the province that I live in starting Boxing Day. You can't go to the other cities, etc. You're locked down.
Yeah.
My parents are freaking out if my brother and I are going to come over. I said, yes, Mom. And she's go, who's going to pay the $10,000 fine? I'm like, who's going to tell?
Oh my God, you guys have 10. Oh, they don't do that here.
Oh, it's a $10,000 fine.
Oh, I wish we could impose that here. Everybody here is so, they won't even wear a mask, for heaven's sake. Yeah. Well, we're having Christmas outside. I think I told you we got a party tent.
A tent.
Yeah. And it's going to be 45 degrees out there and raining, but we'll be under the tent and we'll be 6 feet apart with double masking and all that stuff, because, I wouldn't do it inside. I know better than that. So anyway, yeah. But yeah, Joe Biden said today when he gave a speech that this is not the end. This is just the beginning of the problems that, with coronavirus. We're going to have a lot more problems. And, you hate to be negative about it. And you hate to think that way. But, we've got to be patient.
Someone said they talked to their doctor the other day, and the doctor said they thought that it'll probably be a vaccine we'd have to get at least once a year, or even a couple of times a year moving forward. So at least they are, they're looking at this realistically and making solutions. So we just need to get that vaccine going, for the masses.
Yeah. Well, SJ Wonder says, manifest a flat death curve for Christmas and the 2 weeks after. That would be really nice, because we're seeing here in the United States, we're seeing 3,000 deaths a day, just about. And every single hospital in the country pretty much is over capacity. They're out in the parking lots in the warm places. But, it is, well, what it was upsetting to me today was there was also another, and I don't want to be negative Nelly here, but but there was also a man who says that there's a new like an Ebola, but it isn't Ebola, but it's similar to Ebola, and he's saying we're going to have a lot more pandemics. We're going to, because we're cutting into the rainforest, and we're letting things in and out that we usually do not
come in contact
with. Yeah.
So
So
maybe we could ask Mother Nature to help us out.
help
Maybe
us out. There you go.
we could
That would
appeal
be
to
nice.
Mother Nature and the universe that they help us out with these viruses,
Yeah.
diseases that we're not exposed to, or we don't want to be exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
We could put that forth as a thought.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I really agree that, having a community like this that has a manifesting circle or a gratitude circle, whatever you want to call it, they say whenever two or more, and I'm not religious, but whenever two or more people come together, there's a lot that can happen.
That's right.
If you have the same purpose. So, I think we could make a difference without infringing on people's free will or their karma or their path or whatever.
making the world a better place.
Yes, because our positive vibrations make a difference. I was Danny Shea and I were doing our world news, one of them, and I said 8 billion smiles. That's my goal. Because can you imagine what the world would feel like if everyone was smiling at the same minute, meaning that
that'd be nice.
needed and that they were happy and vibrating in joy and love.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Right?
Yep.
And it can happen, we can work together. I don't know how we're not all working together as humans on the earth.
Sort of cancel that. I feel a little bit more positive after yesterday and the conjunction and some of yeah.
It felt good. Did it feel good to you guys? I felt really good yesterday.
Yeah.
And I stayed in a good vibration, and I was grateful and full of love. It felt really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It also felt emotional in a good way.
Yeah, I understand that, because I was spending, what is it, the day before the 20th, we were doing a ceremony, so to speak, and I was really thinking, I've been following this doctor that's in Houston, Dr. Joe Varone, and his picture's been all over the place because he on Thanksgiving he was hugging an old man and he had all his PPE on and he was comforting him. And today, I've been watching him. He's been working for 278 days straight. And he's the COVID hunter. He's fabulous. And I feel bad for them because yes, it as mentioned in the chat here, a lot of them have to make life and death decisions. Do we keep this person who's probably not going to make it, where we would have been able to keep them longer and, try different things on them, but there's somebody else waiting for the bed, and nobody should ever have to be in that position.
Nobody should ever have to go through that. Yeah. I commend all the doctors and nurses and everyone on the front lines. I mean, my goodness, they're heroes. They're heroes.
They are. Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
So I want to interject.
Oh, yes, please.
Everybody here, we are all light workers.
Yep.
That is our job.
Yes.
We create light. Where do we want to shine our light?
Very nice.
Somebody tell us who needs the light?
Yeah. Do any of you need the light, or do we all need the light and send the light to each other?
Washington, D.C.
Washington needs it. Yep. Probably Ontario government needs it.
I would say England might need
England
needs it. Yeah.
Yep.
There's lots of places on this planet that we know that could use some light and love.
Oh, Renee's fiance's mother tested positive. So I'm going to ask that we all send her. We don't want to send light and energy because that could create explosion of coronavirus. Do you understand why. We want to send healing and
comfort
and love and good intention and things like that. We never want to
Overwhelm someone. Yeah.
interfere, with whatever their path was. So I send that to her, and I send that actually to her name's Linda. Okay. Then we send love and healing to Linda and all others who are suffering right now with the coronavirus and who can't be with their families and who are feeling bereft and isolated.
Disconnected,
Right.
alone.
Yeah. And healthcare workers do, SJ. Yeah.
Yes, they need the light. That's a great one, SJ.
Yeah. They need it just as much, if not more. Yeah.
We're all getting to the end of our ropes. It's been a difficult year.
It has, but if we allow ourselves to get caught up in that, I guess, and just say, oh, forget it and everything, that's when things get really hairy. So we have to stay the course of what we're doing. We can't
try to see anything good that happened in 2020 instead of just having that overhanging negativeness. It's like, did anything good happen for you in 2020?
Well, Trump is a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And all he did was he showed us the dark side. We needed to see all of that. He brought the dark things out into the light so we could all see it. So that is good. We don't like it when we're in the middle of it. It's terrible, but it's important. And in the overall scheme of things, we needed it.
There was a journal prompt I was working on today, and it was, what did you learn about yourself this year? And I think, for me, I learned that I used to have to leave the house. I never wanted to be at home all the time. I'm not a home person. And I didn't have a choice. And I learned I could do it. I guess that was, for me, that gave me some strength. So
that you could adapt. So that was good for you. It was a good lesson for you in adapting to something you didn't really want to have to do.
Most of the time, our best lessons come from things we really don't want to have to deal with. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you learn a lot from the things that go wrong or the way things that didn't go the way you wanted. You learn a lot. So Keith, I'm curious to know what were you writing today for this show? Give us a little sample. Come on. I know you threw it aside, but there must be some about manifesting or something.
One of the articles that I found that I really, really resonated with, it's on Quartz, and it's called The Science of Vibes.
Ooh.
And essentially what it says is that everything in the universe vibrates.
Yes.
All from the teeniest, tiniest speck of dust all the way up to galaxies and solar systems. Everything vibrates. And when we come in contact with different things, there's a synchronicity in the vibration. And that is what manifesting is, that in my brain, we are syncing ourselves up and we are drawing to us that which is consistent with our vibration. And I like that. And
if you're vibrating on the same level, you attract each other. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why if you're vibrating at a 5D, a 5-dimension, because it's just a frequency. That's all it is. I always thought it was a place we went to. It's not. But the 3D people, you will feel their vibe is off. It's not, you don't connect as much with it. So that might be why. Yeah.
And
So
you don't want to connect with lower things. You want to
no, not really. We've worked too hard to get up to the higher.
manifest.
Well, that's what COVID is. It's RNA. It's the lowest of the low of the low. Very low energy.
That's
But creates havoc. Yeah. So
and is that what the mirror showed? The orange mirror. That
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
society was vibrating on the low.
Yeah, on the low side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just flipped from Earth energy. Now we're in Aquarian. We're in air. And going forward, it's going to take years and years, decades. But going forward, things are going to be quite different.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Plus, we're also moving from patriarchy to matriarchy.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
And I'm going to tell you right now, us males, we've had it for 5,000 years
If
or
not
longer. You
Yeah.
girls can try for change. Go ahead, take it. Take
Thank
it.
you.
Well,
Thank
if you look
you.
in the Native American elders, most of the women that run their tribal circles are elders and women. It's not men. Yeah, they rely on the mothers, the grandmothers. They do. I want you to, if you would, pull a card for clarity on our intention as a community. That would be nice.
Okay. Clarity on intention.
Yeah, I mean, are we focusing on the right thing, or should it be something else? Or Renee, that's wonderful that you lost the wheelchair. Congratulations.
Woo!
There you go. There you go.
Renee is an awesome person, and she's helping our
It
community.
sure is.
She started our Instagram account for this lovely community, everyone. It's called, or you can get it at tarot_love_community. So that's on Instagram. And I know she's going to be building more things for us, like a collective website and who knows what else.
You go, girl.
Yep. We're all behind her.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Mediumship.
Ooh. Okay.
So sharing our gifts, sharing our messages.
Right.
I'm getting mentoring each other.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that.
Right?
That's fabulous. And I
And
love the color.
I love the colors. Those are the colors of your crown
Yeah.
chakra, your third eye.
Yep.
And it's also like butterfly wings.
It is. It is.
Coming
Coming out of the chrysalis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So, mediumship, our skills and all our collective gifts and sharing them and mentoring each other. Why on earth are we not, right, helping each other?
Uplifting each other. Yeah.
So this community is on the right path.
So that means we need to continue doing this?
That's right. That's
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to just share a couple of other ideas for manifesting for people who maybe are having a little trouble with how they could go about it, because there's no right or wrong way. One of the ways that I have, when I have something I really want, like right now, I've got in my mind this Canadian trip. I will sometimes buy those blank cards, and I will put pictures of, driving down the road, or, where I want to go, or what I want to see, or what I want to do. And of course, a vision board is the same thing. Or you can use cards, and you just access your intuition when you do that. Again, I said, you don't want to say, I don't want, you want to say, I want, or actually you want to say, I already have. That's what you want to say, because you're speaking it into existence.
And words are powerful.
Yeah.
Words are very powerful.
A letter to your future self. I love that.
Ooh, yes.
It reminds me of the Jim Carrey check that you talked about when he wrote the check. Remember, for what, $1 million? Didn't you?
It was at least $1 million. He wrote
Yeah.
a check to himself, and it was just before his career launch, so he didn't know he was going to be this juggernaut. And
I know.
he wrote that check to himself, and he put it. His father had actually passed away. He put it in with his father.
Uh-huh.
And I think like the next day or the next week or something, he got like a $10 million contract, something crazy, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So,
but he put a date on it too, I believe.
I believe he did. He put a date.
Yeah.
I've just started to learn fairly recently that putting a date on it makes a
really
huge
matters.
difference. Huge difference. Because otherwise it could just be out there, right? Like,
right.
It could happen in 60 years, but you want, if you want something.
Yeah, we'd like to have it a little faster than that.
Yeah. So I want everyone to be thinking about what the group might want to work on. And let's do this when? How often should we meet?
Well, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
But
once a month?
The holidays
once a month. We should at least once a month.
Yeah.
We should get together, and I think we can do a lot of good things.
I think we can. I think we can.
That was my intent.
And the other thing was that, people can bring what they need to the group. Like we sent love. And also I do want to recognize that Renee also wanted her fiance to be recognized because she was the only caregiver of her mom. So I'm recognizing that as well. But we all have things, and you can just say, I'd like R to get better. Or, you don't have to bare your soul to the world if you don't want to, because everybody likes their privacy as well. But I really think it can matter. I've seen it done in circle.
Imagine if we had a world map right now, and all the viewers and us as well, you put a little light where we all are, and it just goes around the whole world. And I got goosebumps. And as we sit here manifesting and asking and projecting all these wonderful things to each other and to the future and to the earth.
Right.
Like those lights, I don't know, it's really great. All those vibrations going all around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I like that SJ says, I write gratitude letters thanking the universe for already granting my manifestations. Yes, and I agree. Yeah. Thank you, universe.
Thank you. Very important.
It is. Yeah. So.
There's people on the West Coast, East Coast, other countries. This community is amazing. It's everywhere. I've met people while I do personal readings. I've been meeting people from everywhere.
Oh, I bet you have. Yeah.
It's so amazing.
I know. It is. This technology came at the right time, but with they were saying with the Aquarian energy and the Saturn and Jupiter thing, that technology is going to take off, and we're going to see even faster stuff. And yeah. Renee's going to incorporate the map with all the lights on it. Is that what you're going to do?
Ooh,
that would be awesome.
I just got goosebumps again. And maybe we all get a quartz crystal when we manifest, right? And we use the crystals to help. Maybe we all hold on to a crystal.
Absolutely.
As we send out. This can evolve and will evolve into. Well, I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. I think that just getting together and focusing on what it is we all need, it really, really does make it a bigger thing. So
yes,
great. Well, thank you.
So I am going to send healing light to everyone in this circle.
To your heart center. Yep.
Healing light to all
May
of our.
God bless you over and beyond your highest and your wildest expectations.
For the highest good of all concerned.
For the highest good of all concerned.
Oh,
Yep.
that brought a tear to my eye. Beautiful.
Yeah. You know, we have had a lot of negativity this year, and just this idea of positivity and, you know, getting together and spending the time in positivity is very exciting to me, because we need it. All of us need it. We're all lonely in some ways, you know.
We don't get enough.
Yeah, we don't. So
And
fabulous.
you know, sending out all that love to each other, and it comes back to you, and it's just such a, I mean, everyone's going to be raising their vibrations from this. Yeah.
I would, because I'm an English teacher, I always say, write it down, get a notebook, if, you know, whatever you see, whatever you feel, that, you know, bring it to the group over the period of time. And you don't always remember things unless you do write it down. So just my 2 cents here on that. But
And my philosophy is, if you don't write it down, it never happened.
that's very true. Joe, what did you need? You need a manifestation?
What do you need?
Yes, we are wearing the same color.
And you're beautiful wearing the same color.
Oh, just, our faces are all washed out. Usually we're in Maui at this time.
This is my Christmas one,
Yeah.
my Christmas shirt.
Beautiful.
Merry Christmas, Pammy.
Oh.
Joe, what do you need? Do you want to have a private talk about it, or if you want to share it with the group, go right ahead. We need to find Caitlin Kelly, or what happened to her, where she is. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let's ask the universe. Do one of you want to?
You do it. That's fine.
Okay. Universe, will you please help find Caitlin Kelly, or let her family know what happened to her? We send that out, and we need you to guide whatever the right way is for those concerned, for the greater good, to find Caitlin Kelly.
Yes. Point us in a direction where we
Point
can
us in the direction.
get some answers. Absolutely. So she's been gone for 6 months. That's a long time. 1 day is a long time, but 6 months. Please, universe,
Please,
for the
universe.
highest good of all concerned, please give us some closure, find out what's going on, and let us know. Absolutely. Very good. Well, you have anything else you want to say? Or
I want to thank both of you.
Well, thank you
for this lovely opportunity to be here on your channel, and that I just so happy you started your channel, and all the love and good energy and information that you're sharing. And this right here, this manifestation group, is gonna be really big.
I hope. Yes, I'm going to put that out there. That, you know, that it will grow exponentially.
Yeah.
And people will find it that will need, or that need it, even for the community, knowing that they can feel safe, and we're all here together. So, yeah. Fabulous. Well, thank you. You are the one responsible for us to do this channel, and we love you for it. Yes.
Love.
Heart to you guys. Namaste. Thanks everybody for coming, and especially thank you for posting. I didn't get to answer everybody, but I do appreciate you all. I want you to know that.
Please leave comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please.
Comments, suggestions as this
suggestions. Yeah.
Like I was thinking,
hate mail is always appreciated.
No. You know, where's the clear quote?
Your words are powerful.
Stop.
Maybe we get some way to get everyone like a clear quartz and a green citron, because that's for healing and this is for knowledge. And
you know, I've seen on Amazon, they're not too expensive. They aren't. They're I've gotten some small ones, but you know, you can get them for maybe $3 or $4. They're not that.
When we do these things, we can hold a certain crystal while we're, you know,
absolutely
doing our. I'm excited. You're talking my language now.
Okay. And you ours. All right. Thank you. Yes, Andrea is the best. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who came over here to see us
Thank
at
you.
Heart and Soul.
And we look forward
Until
to
the next time,
Yes. Thank you. Love and light to
happy
you. all.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
And love and light to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.